Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our fabulous YouTube channel. We're so glad you're here. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the word opinion. You guys probably know what that means. An opinion is what you think or you believe. The antonym or the opposite of an opinion would be a fact, right? So, for example, if I say birds have wings, that's a fact. That's something I could prove. But if I say birds are so amazing, well, that's what I think, but maybe someone else thinks that birds are not that amazing. Maybe someone else thinks that maybe turtles are amazing and birds are just, whatever. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to have us go ahead and make so get a piece of paper and you're going to take that piece of paper and you're going to write a line going down the middle and a line going across the side. So you have 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and do that. Every time I put down my pen, you're going to pause so you could do what I ask you to do. Perfect. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and write a couple of words here. I'm going to write the word farms. And I'm going to write jungle. And I'm going to, now you go ahead and do the same. Now, here's my question to you. Here's my question. If you could spend a week on a farm or spend a week, actually, I should just put singular farm. I'm going to cross this out. If you could spend a week on a farm or if you could spend a week in the jungle, which one would you rather do and why? That's the key word. Why? Why would you rather do that? So instead of just shouting out your opinion, I want the farm, I want the jungle, I want the farm, I want the jungle. I want you to first think about both of these options and write down a couple of reasons why you might think a farm is good and a couple of reasons why you might think a jungle is good. So here I'm gonna go ahead and put some bullets here. Remember, bullets are used, you don't have to have complete sentences. It's just for thoughts. Sometimes even single words can follow a bullet. You don't have to have punctuation at the end. You could just write down your thoughts. So what are some cool things you could do if you spent a week at a farm? Why don't you go ahead and raise your Zoom hand or tell your teacher or however you are, go ahead and tell some cool things you'd like to see or do on a farm. Okay, I heard a lot of things during this time. There's a lot of things you could do on a farm, right? So, what are some benefits of being on a farm for a week? Well, you have a lot of nice animals. They're they're domesticated. That means they're used to being around people. Nice. You have a lot of nice animals that you could probably interact with a lot, right? These are my ideas. You don't have to copy my ideas. You could use your own ideas or ideas maybe you heard from your classmates that you might like. Okay. So you have a lot of nice animals on a farm. I'm going to put, you have a lot of, you could learn by doing chores, by doing farm type of chores. So some farm type of chores might be milk the cow, gather the eggs, feed the chickens, right? There is some cool chores you could do to really get you involved in the life of these animals on the farm. Um, what's another amazing thing about the farm? Oh, a lot of times things at the farm are very fresh, like the eggs. So if you can make meals on the farm, it could be super delicious because the food is nice and fresh. And a lot of times farms also have a lot of vegetation. So you might have some trees or apple trees or something, and it just tastes a lot better than apples from a tree taste a lot better than apples from the store. Excellent. And so let me see what else would be cool about the farm. What's cool about the farm is that You can also, I'm trying to think of other cool things. Maybe on a farm, maybe I think it'd be kind of cool to ride a horse, to ride a horse. I think those are cool things about a farm. Now let's pretend that someone had a nice little place for me to stay in the jungle, in the middle of the jungle. What would be awesome about visiting a jungle for you, right? Remember, these are opinions. Someone else, someone might love it. Like someone might love to milk a cow and someone might hate to milk a cow, right? It's an opinion. It's what you believe. So there's really no wrong answer. So go ahead and share with your classmates, use your Zoom hand and tell about why the jungle would be preferred. Yeah, I heard a lot of cool things. So one thing for me, I think the jungle is a lot more mysterious as opposed to the farm. Like in the farm, everything is ordered. You have your pig pen, your chicken coop. The jungle, you don't know what's gonna pop out. It's more adventurous, in my opinion. It's more adventurous. I'm not that adventurous of a person though, so I don't know if I'd pick the jungle. The jungle would have, I think that the amazing thing in the jungle, maybe I've watched Tarzan too many times, would be the trees, the tall, tall trees. And I'm gonna even draw a little tree. If you want to draw on your list, that's fine. But I'm understanding that there's different animal life on every, like the different layers of where the trees are. You might have some animals that live toward the bottom, some animals that live toward the middle, some animals that live toward the top. Oh my goodness, there's all the trees make me want to see the jungle. I also, when I think of the jungle, I think of, because I've been in jungles, I think of sounds. I feel like and I know that there's a lot of sounds on the farm, like the rooster crowing and that type of thing, but there's a lot of, kind of going back to the mysterious word, the sounds in the jungle are just so unique. I'm going to put unique sounds. Okay, unique sounds in the jungle. Excellent, excellent. And I'm going to put rare animals. So I think most of us have seen or been around some farm animals, right? Chickens, horses. Even if we haven't ridden one, we've seen one somewhere or someone riding one. But I think so, even the birds alone in the jungle are quite amazing. So these are some reasons. So here, now what I want you to do is this is going to be a little speaking exercise. I want you to raise your Zoom hand and I want you to say the following. If I could go to the farm or the jungle for 1 week, I would choose then you're going to give your opinion. Which one would it be? And then I want you to say why. I want you to say why. So for me personally, I am kind of a scaredy cat. I don't like the mysterious adventure. I think I'd stick to the farm, even though the jungle sounds cool. I think I'd stick to the farm. So if I could pick to go to the farm or the jungle for a week, I would pick the farm. I would choose the farm because I want to ride a horse. So we're not writing this, we wrote this down, but I want you to raise your Zoom hand or your real hand if you're in a traditional classroom and go ahead and say what you would pick and why you would pick it. And when you say it, I want you to use a complete sentence. So don't just say jungle. No, if I had to choose between the farm and the, okay, you guys understand what I mean. So go for it. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. So now we're going to do, I like hearing your reasons. Excellent. We're going to do two more here. So now here is the prompt. Here is the prompt. Okay. Your class has a choice to read a book. I'm going to actually draw two little books right here. Here's my little book. Isn't it beautiful? Say yes, say yes. Here's book 1 and book 2. And this book is going to be on space. And this book is going to be on the ocean. Okay. Go ahead and copy that. Perfect. Okay. And I want you to do the same thing that we did up here. So we're not talking about a vacation for a week. We're talking about, would you rather your class read a book about space or a book about the ocean? And I want you to prep your paper. And why don't we do 4 bullets still on each side? And I want you to go ahead and fill this out. Why would it be cool to read a book about space? And why would it be cool to read a book about the ocean? Go ahead. Excellent. So there's all kinds of reasons here you guys wrote down. I'm going to write down a couple, and I'm going to put, I think the moon is amazing. I like how it's always changing. I love the color blue. I love the different blues of the ocean, or of the ocean. I also like beaches and seeing the sea life that goes on to the beaches. I love Saturn. So these are my reasons. Your reasons don't have to look like my reasons. There's my Saturn. Isn't it beautiful? Right. So I want you to have all 4 of these filled out. So now what I want you to do, once you have all 4 of these filled out, you're going to take another piece of paper if you're like me and have no room, and you're going to write the following paragraph. Okay. If my class had to read a book about space or the ocean, I would choose the book about, and you're going to put the one you would choose. Now, don't forget, we need the reason why, and we need to know why, right? So you would write the reason, oops, sorry. The reason is, and here's the reason. And guess what? You could even write this. Another reason is, okay. So this might take a little bit. You're going to copy this before you fill it out with what your opinion is. So go ahead and you could copy that. Excellent, excellent. So now you're going to fill it out based on your answers. Your answers might not be my answers, right? So I'm going to go here, and you should have this filled out. I only filled out 2, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick space. I'm going to pick space because I want to use these 2 reasons. So I'm going to put, if my class had to read a book about space or the ocean, I would choose the book about space. The reason is that I love the phases. You know, sometimes the moon looks full. Sometimes it kind of looks like a crescent or banana shape. Sometimes you can't see the moon. That I love the phases. It comes in and it comes out. The phases of the moon, Sorry, I'm a little messy. The Sharpie's kind of dying on me. Another reason is that Saturn looks so beautiful. Remember, this is my opinion. I think Saturn looks beautiful. So it looks so beautiful to me. Okay, so this is my paragraph. I gave you the majority of it. You just have to fill it out with your opinion. So if my class had to read a book about space or the ocean, I would choose the book about space. The reason is that I love the phases of the moon. Another reason is that Saturn looks so beautiful to me. Now you're going to go ahead and you're going to write, you're going to fill in the blanks and go ahead and do that now. Excellent. And now the last thing we're going to do is I would like you to read this either to your teacher or to a friend. Raise your Zoom hand or raise your regular hand if you're in a traditional classroom setting. Go ahead and do that now. I want to hear all of you. Great writing, great reading. We will see you next time.